Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for the fourth and final episode of the Pokémon Journeys Legends Arceus special. If you are wondering how you can watch these episodes for yourself, then joining my Discord server would be my suggestion. You'll get some help there. So far, only the Japanese versions of these episodes are available, but hopefully the English subtitles will be out for episodes 3 and 4 sometime within the next week. If you missed my recap of episode 3, you should definitely check that one out too. I thought episode 3 was phenomenal, but now let's talk about the climactic finale to this 4-part special. We get straight back into the action as Arceus is using Judgment to cause some chaos, and this actually ends up hitting Team Galactic's helicopter, causing it to go down in flames, but the commanders did manage to escape. Well, almost, because Cynthia steps into action and has Roserade immediately tie them up with a power whip, so Team Galactic has effectively been neutralized. Everyone turns their attention to the sky. I mean, a literal god has just shown up, and Arceus' divine intervention includes shutting the space-time portal that Heatran had opened up. Heatran isn't going to take this lying down though, and there's still a lot of work left to be done when it comes to stopping this beast. We then get a lot of dialogue, so apologies for not being able to totally describe everything that is going on here since we don't have subtitles and I don't understand Japanese. There was definitely some stuff that went over my head here. It was pretty cool to see our heroes conversing directly with Arceus though. That's not something that happens every day, and they pretty quickly get on the same page as one another, with Arceus and the Lake Guardians ready to help stop Heatran. Cynthia joins everyone else as they continue to figure out what they're going to do, and they are going to need some kind of plan because Heatran is continuing to get more and more corrupted by the flame plate. It's at the point now where it's almost unrecognizable that this is Heatran, and remember that the actual Heatran is currently trapped inside this behemoth. Arceus then whips out all of its plates, not really sure what the situation is if it's missing the flame plate right now. I guess there are only 17 plates around it in this picture, so it must not have access to the 18th type, fire. How exactly did Team Galactic steal that plate away from Arceus again? Anyways, that's not important right now. Arceus selects its splash plate and becomes a water type, and it gets straight to work creating some kind of massive water formation. Then there is some more dialogue that I did not fully understand. To the best of my knowledge, the scene was mostly just people figuring out what Arceus' plan was and how they can help, and ultimately everyone is ready to step in and help however possible. There was some kind of joke here with Ash and Dawn talking about Daijoubu. I think maybe even Arceus told them there's no need to worry. Not totally sure on that one, but you could tell it was a light moment. Ash, Go, and Dawn step up to execute their plan. I guess they're just going to leave all of these guys behind, and they're okay with that. I mean, sounds good, I guess. Who needs Brock and Cynthia anyways, right? Arceus starts to put the plan into motion. It traps Heatran in this box and pours in all of the water created a minute ago. This does a good job of subduing Heatran. It cannot escape even if it is trying as hard as possible. The Lake Guardians step up next. They use their psychic powers to pick up Ash and the others, enabling them to levitate and fly around, and they start heading towards Heatran. You know Ash is getting serious because he turns his hat around. That's so rare now, so this was such a cool detail that they added in. Next, they dive into the water cage made by Arceus. I guess the Lake Guardians are giving them the ability to breathe underwater as well as protection from Heatran's, well, heat. Now underwater, they attack Heatran with a combo attack of Piplup's Whirlpool and Pikachu's Thunderbolt. Looks like some epic contest combination, which is fitting. The Whirlpool envelops Heatran. I'm not even sure how there's a Whirlpool underwater, but hey, just go with it. This electric Whirlpool has exposed Heatran's weak spot, and Go has Inteleon fire off a perfectly aimed snipe shot, which opens up a hole to the inside of Heatran where the flame plate is. As much as I tend to complain about how Go Sobble evolved too quickly and how much I wish it had stayed unevolved, I couldn't help but feel overjoyed for it, seeing how it is living out its dream as an Inteleon in this moment. They fly into the Heatran Goliath, which made for some very interesting visuals for the next few minutes, and remember that the real Heatran is trapped in here too. It very quickly becomes clear that Heatran is suffering and cannot control itself, so Ash and the others get ready to free it. Pikachu uses Iron Tail on whatever was holding Heatran in place, and then Cinderace fires a Pyro Ball at it. I'm not quite sure what happened here, but I'm pretty sure the flame plates and or being inside this Heatran monster powered up this fire type move somehow, and they are still underwater by the way, but let's not be hypercritical here. Heatran is now enveloped by the Pyro Ball, and just to secure it even more, Pikachu traps it inside an Electro Web. They immediately begin evacuating the giant Heatran as the Lake Guardians help pull them out, but now now that Heatran isn't in its place anymore, things are going haywire. The giant Heatran is now just an exploding mass of energy and lava contained only by Arceus's water cage. There's so much energy being shot all over the place now that Heatran ends up falling out of the Electroweb Pyro Ball cage, so now everyone has to pitch in to help carry it out of there. I guess Heatran must not be hot at all in this condition, but the drama and tension here leads me to believe that Heatran was probably in critical condition at this point, so basically everyone is just doing everything in their power to save Heatran. They manage to get Heatran totally free, and Arceus does its best to finish off what's left of the massive energy surrounding the flame plate, and it is finally able to reclaim this lost plate. Heatran is also looking okay, so it looks like the day is saved. Heatran is the first to thank Arceus, and after everyone shows their appreciation for it, the mythical Pokemon is about to leave, but Team Galactic would like a word since it did ruin their plans. Once again, there's some dialogue here that I did not totally understand. The basic point here was that Team Galactic wanted to save Cyrus from wherever he is, but Arceus just ignores them and flies away, so Team Galactic's plan has failed. Cyrus is not coming back. Now that the day is saved, Brock wastes no time getting back to his usual antics and tries to get with Cynthia. Some things never change, and that includes Brock's Croagunk hitting him with a poison jab before dragging him away, much to the amusement of everyone else. Then we get the moment that I guess some people were really looking forward to. I honestly never knew so many people felt so strongly about Ash and Dawn's little high five, but I guess this high touch is a big deal for some fans. There's not really anything else to wrap up. Things finish atop a picturesque spear pillar, as all that's left from this debacle is some hardened lava in the shape of that giant Heatran. The special wraps up by going back to the Sinnoh Fair. Well, actually this serves as a transition into Ancient Hisui as we go out with some actual promotion for the Legends Arceus game. Wow, where do I even start with all this? Once again, an excellent episode. None of my ratings for these 4 episodes are really super official, especially with me not being able to watch these episodes subbed right away. I am not being as analytical as usual, and instead I am just trying to enjoy this special as much as possible. With that said, episode 4 was as fun to watch as the previous episode, so I guess I'll flash the 10 out of 10 graphic up on the screen again. Honestly, watching these 2 episodes back to back was the most I've enjoyed watching the anime for a long time. Let's discuss episode 4 first before we talk about the special as a whole, and everything in this episode happened in essentially one scene. We weren't jumping around from place to place like we were in the previous 3 episodes. Stopping Heatran was the focus of this entire episode, and not being able to fully understand the dialogue probably only added to the drama and suspense since I had no clue what was going to happen next. Ash and friends saving the day was predictable. I mean, obviously the special is going to end this way, but I do feel for Team Galactic a little bit because they never got to see Cyrus again, and they went through so much work to get to this point. I thought these 3 were excellent antagonists throughout this special. The Legends Arceus stuff at the end was cool. They could have easily made an animated special set in the actual Legends Arceus environments, but I am glad they made this special part of the Pokemon Journeys story. That's probably where I'd like to start the discussion about this special overall. How does this special relate to the rest of Pokemon Journeys? When this special was first announced, people had no clue whether or not it was going to be canon with the rest of the series or not. Quite frankly, I am not even sure why that was a question. Like, does anyone know the reason why people were unsure of whether or not this special was canon? I don't think the production team ever said anything about it. None of the marketing for the special made it seem non-canon, and then nothing in the special itself led me to believe that this could not be canon with the rest of Pokemon Journeys. Now, with that said, this special was a special. It's not part of the main series of Pokemon Journeys, but there have been plenty of special episodes of the anime before, such as the Mega Evolution specials or the post-series specials we used to get. Nothing that happened in this Legends Arceus special will really have any impact on the rest of Pokemon Journeys. Like, I doubt anyone would even mention the events of this special in the regular Journeys. The only thing I could potentially see crossing over into the regular series would be people recognizing Rose Raid if Cynthia uses it in the Master Class. So overall, what else can I say about this special? I loved every single episode, the action was unrelenting, and seeing all of these characters was so much fun. The anime really knocked it out of the park with this, and hopefully they can give us something just as exciting in the main series in the coming months. Let me know what you thought about this episode or the special as a whole down in the comments. The runtime for all 4 episodes was a little over an hour, and if broadcasters like Amazon Prime are willing to pay money for this stuff, I really hope we could see more things like this Legends Arceus special in the future. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I guess all that's left now is to get my hands on the actual video game that the special was promoting. Be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.